Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Blondes. I'm your co-host, Virginia.
I am Caitlin. It is so good to have you all back for another episode. And we are being joined by the wonderful guest of ours. We are just delighted to have her, Jackie Hudiburg. She is an integrative mind body coach, intuitive energy healer, as well as a somatic body worker. And we're going to get into all of these things and more. But we are just so happy to have you, Jackie. Thanks for being here with us.
Yeah, thanks. It's good to be with you guys and to connect in this way.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Yeah, thank you so much, Jackie, for being here today. And I'm just telling you, we are just like rolling out North Idaho's best on Talking Blondes. So, really excited to have you and can't wait to get into all the amazing things that you do. But before we touch on that, the word somatic comes up a lot in your work,
Yeah,
Jackie. Um,
yeah.
do you find yourself like what do you say to people who are curious about that, what that actually entails, and what does that mean for them?
I mean, soma means body, so it's of the body.
Yeah.
So we are working with the body, in the body, the somatics of it, the sentient feeling of the felt sense of being in the body.
Mm,
Okay.
that's
Okay.
important work.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is important work.
Well, so many times we're in the mind, right? We do everything from the mind.
Yeah.
So, but it's the body that actually I find, in my experience, holds the truth.
Mm, okay.
So, if we want to know what's really happening,
Hmm.
we'll go to the body first.
Okay.
I like that. And I think a
Yeah.
Yeah.
lot of people forget that there is a mind-body connection. I think that is
Hmm.
very overlooked so often in society, and we just think, oh, we'll just treat one. And it's like, yeah, but if you treat one, there's probably going to be an impact on the other, and hopefully you're getting
Right.
to the bottom of whatever the actual problem is that people are dealing with. You're not just putting a band-aid over it kind of thing. So,
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're trying not to do.
Yes.
yes.
And Jackie, before you went into somatics, you were a massage therapist for a long time.
Hmm.
So there was a point that you already knew how important it was about the body.
Yes.
So when you were doing massage without it officially being somatic, do you feel like that was already a part of your practice, or did you evolve from massage to somatics?
I mean, I feel like it's always part of the practice because you
Hmm.
are working with the body. And when people get relaxed, right, the nervous system calms down,
Hmm.
the guard comes down. Well, then whatever is stored in the body as stored tension, muscle tension, comes up. So I have always said from the very beginning that the first thing I do as a massage therapist is work with the nervous system.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I always had that sense. The somatic work I've learned since works very intimately with the
Hmm.
nervous system in a different way.
Oh, okay. So where did you get the idea from at the very beginning that you felt like this was nervous system related?
Well, because you'd see people come in, right? They'd come in your
Mhm.
office and they'd be talking a mile a minute and they'd be fidgeting and,
Yeah.
and they'd get on the table and it usually takes most people about 30 minutes before you get the deep breath. And it's like like they land in their body. They
Yeah.
start to get quiet. They start to fall asleep. They're not talking as much. They're not fidgeting as much. Um, so there's that moment, that switch, when they go from sympathetic to parasympathetic to that rest and
Mhm.
digest.
Yes.
Um, so you can visually see it, but at the same time, too, I always knew it because same with me. I'd get on the table, I'd coming in from somewhere, right? You've got all this stimulation around you. You're always moving to what's in front of you. So you're always ahead of yourself in a sense. So
Yes.
when you actually like lay down on a massage table and somebody starts putting their hands on
Hmm.
you, typically you're going to start to, in a sense, regulate.
Sure.
So I can feel it in my own body too.
Yes.
So you leave that massage, what they call massage drunk, hopefully, and you're
Love it.
really, I know, you're really relaxed. So what
Yeah.
is that? That's the nervous system.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Do you feel
Yeah.
like that? Oh, I'm sorry, Caitlin, go ahead.
Oh, no, you know what? I think your question was probably related to what she just said. So you go ahead and ask that, and then I'll go for my spiel. You got it, girl.
Jackie, do you feel like that should be our natural state for the most part, just to be loosey-goosey and relaxed at all times? Or do you think it's more of a balance and it's just really helping people to get to that state on their own?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, really, because I mean, we have to be in action, right, on a daily basis with what we're doing.
Yes.
So we need, but can we be in action and not reacting to everything?
Okay, that's a distinction
So
right there.
so there, yeah, that's a difference. That's a different state, right? We're not necessarily walking around all relaxed, loosey goosey when we're in action. But can we stay in action and stay in our own centers and not be reacting to everything and instead responding?
Mm,
Because when you're in a regulated state, you're in the parasympathetic system, right? The frontal precortex is working well. So
mhm.
you can respond instead of react. Does that
Oh,
make sense?
that does make sense. Yeah.
Because when we are in parasympathetic and our system is agitated, we
Hmm.
tend to react to things as they
Absolutely.
come
Mm,
Yeah.
into our
Oh,
awareness.
absolutely. So anything from being stuck in traffic to that email to an annoying
Right.
coworker. Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And it's funny, I recently understood the idea of like being relaxed and being regulated is different,
Oh,
mm,
okay. Tell us
right?
more.
So again, I kind of just explained it, but being regulated is, we can be relaxed but still unregulated. But when you're regulated, when your nervous system, when I say regulated, is in that parasympathetic state, which is your rest, digest, restore state, you're kind of in a neutral space. So you can be in the middle of chaos
Hmm.
and you can stay neutral
Yeah.
and then
okay.
respond appropriately as needed.
Sure.
So
Sure.
what do you think from working with patients on that, Jackie? What are some of the ways that can help somebody to be in that regulated state?
Yeah. So there's a couple different things. Well, when I see a client,
Hmm.
it depends on what's going on, but sometimes they'll come in with a problem, an intention, um, their issue that they want to work on. And I may, if it's not real clear, I may coach them some
Mm.
to find out what the actual real problem is.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And this
Because
is the
typically,
mind body coaching part coming in,
yes,
right?
yes,
Okay.
Yes.
yes, because most of the time we come in with all of our stories and conditioning and belief systems, many times running in the background. We're not even aware of it. And so, in a sense, our responses, our reactions are to that. And so we come in, my client comes in, they're telling a story about what they think is going on.
Hmm.
But when I actually start to coach them, it's behind, it's something in their past, something
Yes.
they're reacting to,
Yeah.
and so when we can see the real problem, then I can actually ask them, what do you want now? What do you
Mhm.
really want? Or what do you want it to look like? Or what do you want to feel like? Or what do you want to choose? So
Wow.
then when they get on the table,
Yeah.
that's a whole different, I've already brought the system up to fight or flight.
Hmm.
Because there's that pendulation in somatics where you bring somebody up into a sympathetic state. It's kind of like poking the bear, and then we downregulate
Oh, okay.
into safety. So
Mm.
I'm teaching the body that felt sense of safety and the brain at the same time, both
Oh,
together.
okay.
It's safe to be here, but you can't just tell yourself it's safe to be here.
Sure.
The brain, I mean, if the body's having a response and you're trying to tell yourself I'm safe, it's, they're going to be at odds. There's going to
Mm-hmm.
be a battle. It's like
Mm-hmm.
when somebody tries to mindset themselves into, like, I don't know, I'm going to go talk on stage, right? I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Now, some people can push through,
Mm-hmm.
but there's many people that either the anxiety stops them
Mm-hmm.
or maybe they get a migraine and they can't go now. Maybe they're vomiting and, oh my God, I have the flu, I can't go.
Yeah.
The body's like, no way.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
there's a internal battle going on between the two.
Do you feel like the body is protecting the person from doing the thing that they don't want to do?
Yeah, it's really the brain. So the body believes whatever the mind tells it, the body believes.
So if the brain's like, oh, there is no way we are doing this walking on stage and talking, so I need you to start acting up and get really sick so we can back out of this. It's not saying that that's the communication,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
somewhere along
It's
the line,
unconscious.
yeah,
It's
it's unconscious.
unconscious.
Yes.
Hey, you remember the time you were 4 years old and you got called on and how they made fun of you because
Mm,
you couldn't read right? Dude, that could happen right now.
totally. Totally.
Not safe, but it's happening in the background. We're not even aware. And so
Yeah.
now all of a sudden the body's having this response and we're just like, what is going on?
Sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Now, that's an anxiety response, but a lot of times the body has the body protects in the sense that all of a sudden we get a symptom.
Mm-hmm.
We go into a back spasm.
Right.
How many times, people say my back went out. No, your back went into spasm.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
why? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, if the body can heal itself and the body is meant to move in all different ways,
Mm-hmm.
why is it not?
Okay. So like something's
Mm,
stuck and the body's
Something,
okay.
yeah.
not moving.
Okay.
It's a protective mechanism.
Yeah. And
Yes.
that's where
Think,
you kind of come in with your work is to get
mm-hmm.
that unstuck, get it moving, to help process whatever needs to be
Yeah.
processed. And
So I come in, I create that safety in the body.
mhm,
So I am literally maybe holding the head
mhm,
and waiting to see, watching the nervous system and waiting to see what it does and waiting for it to find that state of rest. So when that happens, you start to see people swallow. They'll take a big, deep breath.
mhm.
You might hear their digestion start working.
Okay.
That's how I know they're going into parasympathetic.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for the
Mhm.
body to go there before I even go in to try to figure out what else might be stored.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm. When you're doing your work and you're with your clients, do you offer all three types of, somatic massage, mind body coaching, intuitive healing? Do you do all three with each client, or is it a case by case basis? How
I
does
mean,
that
for
work?
for the most part, I'm doing both.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um, I don't always like. I don't. I've just started doing more of my coaching, but I like to coach before they get on the table because coaching, we are in the mind. So
Yeah.
by the time I get you on the table, I want, you in the body. But some people, I just need to get them on the table and get them regulated. So
Mm.
we're not coaching.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
And then my intuitive energy healing, I mean, I don't necessarily per se, um, it's on my website. I don't necessarily advertise myself doing that
Mhm.
any longer, but that does come into play when I'm working.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I can
Okay.
imagine it would at
Yeah,
times.
that's not something I can just turn off.
Yeah.
Sure. Of course.
But with me, it really looks like intuition. Like my intuition is very strong. It tells me where
Yes.
to go. It tells me where not to go. It tells me where to stay for how long. It'll tell me when, I'll get that intuition of like, oh, they're about to release,
Mm-hmm.
and
When
I
you,
wait.
yeah, yes. It has me like thinking, were you this dialed in as a massage therapist with your patients, or were these things you had to learn over time?
Well, I think I was always really intuitive.
Okay.
I mean, my massage clients have always said to me, God, you always know exactly where to go.
Not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I always had a sense of like how deep to go in or not.
Mm-hmm.
I always had a sense of whether, I'd always let the client lead with talking. So if they were talking, I would talk. If I might talk to them in the beginning, but if they got quiet or they weren't talking,
Mm-hmm.
I'd know they don't want to talk.
Yes.
Not all therapists get that.
Okay. So I'm guessing you encourage other fellow massage therapists of like, hey, it's okay that they don't want to talk. You don't have to strike conversation the whole time, or you just let people figure it out on their own. They're gonna do what they're gonna
That's
do.
that's not my place. That's not my boundary. I mean, that's not my place unless somebody were to ask me.
Okay,
Then I might
totally
say
fair.
something. But
Totally
yeah, I don't. We all have our own process. We all
fair. Yes,
have our own lessons to learn.
for sure.
So
Absolutely.
I try to stay out of other people's business. That's not mine.
I'm curious, just your story in general. How does one go from, doing more strictly massage work to where you're at now with incorporating, more of a holistic um, approach and all these other
Yeah,
methods?
yeah. It's an interesting story because I remember being in, I tried college. That lasted about a year and a half.
Yeah.
I was not that disciplined. So college was I was like, yeah, no,
It's not
I'm
for
I'm
everybody.
too busy having fun.
Hmm.
Um, Too immature really. And was working for my mom and dad, but that wasn't gonna happen for long. That was retail. That was not my thing.
Yeah.
I had headaches. So I had headaches. I had two whiplashes. I think like the summer going into my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
I had two whiplash accidents. And in my senior year of high school, I remember having a lot of tension headaches.
Okay.
And so at some point, I got diagnosed with chronic fatigue. I didn't believe them. I was like, yeah, no, you're not, this is just me. You're not diagnosing me with something that I'm at for the rest of my life. I don't believe you. So I went to the health food store and I was like, what do you got for immune boosters? Give them to me. And what do you have for headaches? And they're like, well, have you ever tried massage? I'm like, no. They're like, it's supposed to be really good for headaches. I'm like, okay. So I go get a massage. And I'm like, I could probably do this for a living, right? Because I was searching for something.
Yeah.
So sign up for like a 300-hour course in Baltimore, Maryland. I was living about an hour and a half from there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like you go once a week, you learn anatomy, you learn physiology, you learned Swedish massage. So very basic.
Okay.
So I went and did that. And it was hysterical. I was giving the practicum to my teacher at the time, and he literally, when I was done, mind you, I had not practiced, I had not studied. This just all came very natural to me. And
Oh,
he was like, "Oh my God!" He's like, "You're natural at this. You have to be on my sports massage team." And my brain went, "Oh, I'm really good at this. I think I'll do it."
yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So I ended up in massage school in Boulder, Colorado in the early 1990s. And Boulder was great because actually I was introduced to energy work there. I was introduced to cranial sacral. I was introduced to body centered therapies,
Mm.
shiatsu, and reflexology. So I was introduced to all those things,
Mm-hmm.
but still I was pretty immature and having a good old time. And I was smart enough to know you better not do energy work with people right now.
Like, my energy's not the most aligned right now.
No. I wasn't still enough to actually tune in to,
Still enough.
So I was like, no. But massage I could do. Massage had movement. I was really good with movement. I love to move.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So fast forward, 30 some years later,
Yeah.
after a 30-year career in deep tissue massage, now my knuckles are starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Now my body's starting to hurt. And those darn headaches were coming back. And I was like, it must be the massage. It's time to switch, right?
Okay.
So I'll just tell you a really quick story. So one day I was working at the Alene casino spa,
Mm-hmm.
and that was I think it was 2021.
Okay.
And I was doing, I think I was in there like 4 days a week, doing 4 to 5 back to back, and just, get a lot of different body types that are not always easy to work.
Sure.
And I remember working on this one client had a really tight calf. And I was doing all the things.
Yeah.
And I was getting like this internally. And I just kind of said to myself, why am I so frustrated?
Mm-hmm.
And I heard as clear as day, as if somebody was standing next to me and whispering in my ear, say, that's because you're working on the surface, my dear. You're supposed to be working deeper with people's souls. And I was like,
Whoa.
all right, well, you better show me how then.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Which then started me on the trajectory of like what I've been doing.
That's
It was
so cool.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was
so
very clear.
How many people
yes.
can say that they've had that sort of
Yeah.
feeling overcome them where they literally, they hear something telling them, this is actually what you're supposed to be doing with it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Well, guys, have you ever been in any situation where you like get that gut hit?
Yes.
Or like it's just a quick snap like sentence that comes through.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you listen to it and that's it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We all do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And I think
incredible.
we don't always listen to that enough too. We're programmed like, oh, just it's fine, just keep doing what you're doing. Like it's just a bad day, or it's just this, or it's just that, and it's very telling when you listen to it. There's a lot to that.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Jackie, when you were a massage therapist, and you were saying that you were very in tune with your own, self, but were you struggling to live a healthy lifestyle while you were a massage therapist? Did that conflict? Or did you happen to be able to manage it all? And yeah.
No. I mean, I was married to an alcoholic addict. We had 2 children. By the time they were in 1st and 3rd grade, he was pretty much in and out of rehab and in and out of jail.
Yeah.
So I was pretty much a single parent. I mean, really from day one. So, he might argue that, but
Yeah.
and so that was difficult, and I raised them, and so I had my own eating disorder journey.
Oh, okay.
And all that got kicked up actually around the time I got divorced. And I got therapy for that, was in recovery for that, 12-step recovery for that. And then it seemed to be under control, gone. Kids go, my daughter went off to college. My son actually came to Coeur d'Alene when he was 18.
Okay.
And, everything seemed okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then we sold the family home in Delaware, which is where I was after 14 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up going to Florida. I was with my mom and dad, and I was just kind of like, it was a landing place. I'm like, I'm not really sure where I'm.
Yeah.
And then I went out to Coeur d'Alene to help my son with something. And I'm like, maybe I'll come out here. Right. So I did for the summer.
Okay.
And then I had a whole journey. I'm not even going there. That was a lot. There was a lot of movement in that journey. But basically, I came here. I left here in the fall of 2018. I was in Delaware. I was doing a Pilates training because, that was the answer to all my problems. And then I got hurt. So I went to Florida.
Oh.
Ended up doing another training in Florida. And then the plan was, I'm going to take this training and I'm going to go use it in Coeur d'Alene. And I'm going to make, good money.
Yeah.
And I'm going to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so I came back in April of 2019. And it didn't quite work that way. But again, it led me, in a sense, to where I am now.
Yes.
And the journey that I was talking about, even in like between really 2021 and 2023, my compulsive eating really got kicked up and out of hand again.
Okay.
And it really surprised me. I mean, it kind of reared its head in 2019 when I came back here, and I was like, I thought that was gone. So it was kind of coming in and out the whole time, but then it really picked up steam.
Okay.
Around, probably 2022 to 2023, it really picked up steam. And at that time, tell me if I'm going like too much.
No, you're great. We appreciate your transparency. So whatever you're comfortable with sharing.
Absolutely.
Trying to remember timelines, but 2021 was when I found my coach, my mind body coach.
Oh, okay.
I went into that container.
Mm-hmm.
I did a 6 months training and got certified in integrative mind body coaching.
Okay.
But I was in my active eating disorder. So I couldn't use it.
Oh.
I kept freezing. In my own nervous system kept freezing up.
Oh,
wow.
And lots going on there.
Yeah.
So even though I'm in training and I'm hearing the things and I'm doing the things, but like when it came down to it, my system just kept freezing up. So then in 2022, I find intuitive energy healing and I'm like, oh, this is going to be gentle. This is going to be lovely. My system's going to love this. This is going to be the answer. Boy, did I search for that answer. I did okay. I mean, I was, again, naturally intuitive. So it was like just natural.
Yeah.
One thing I did learn was to really connect to my own self and my heart and the ground. So I learned to ground and slow myself down, which then propelled me back into recovery. And in March of 2023, I went back into 12-step recovery and really focused on the program for the year. I got recovered and I was like, okay, I got it. I'm doing energy healing. I'm doing massage. I'm doing great. But I started to notice that people would get ahas or breakthroughs with the energy healing, but they weren't changing their daily habits and patterns, and they were still frustrated. And I heard my coach's voice. I heard her the whole time. I was like, God darn it, this is mindset. I'm like, I got to go back.
Okay.
So I went back, what are we in? We're in 2026. I went back in 2025, actually, in March, and went and started getting coaching, which then led me into the business container because I was like, okay, I can do this. I can do energy healing, but I'm not great at business. So I did a 90-day, what they call the business blueprint. Okay. And I made my first $30,000 in 3 months because they gave me a target and a strategy and a path.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, so this is how it's done.
This is how
it's done. In the meantime, we're coming up on the end of that. And I'm like, gosh, to my coach, I was like, what should I do next? Like, where should I go with this? She's like, I'd really like to see you coach the other coaches. She's like, why don't you go back into advanced coach training? And I was like, Yeah, I could do that. That would be great. I could see they had learned new things like what do I want to say? Certification. I could see it had changed somewhat. And I was like, all right. And then in the meantime, she taught a somatics course. And I was like, I want to learn that. So I had her bring it here. Had the most profound experience with that. First time ever. My mind was dead silent.
Wow.
I had never experienced that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I literally sat straight up out of bed. It was like we trained the first day, went home, went to sleep, slept great, woke up in the morning, dead silence. It freaked me out.
Wow.
And then I realized I'm in fight or flight all the time. That's a nervous system response.
Yes.
Now I really understood the mind-body connection because the mind is constantly protecting us.
Yes.
And it does it with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is what people come in with all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's this, it's that. They tell the whole story. None of it's true. It's not true.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's all protection.
Oh,
so
yeah.
when I saw that,
Yeah.
I was like, I want to teach it. I want to coach. I want to do everything.
Yeah.
So put me in it all, and here I am. So here I am.
That's amazing. Well, what I love, Jackie, is that I can tell you're passionate about learning, right? That things that you're open to and that very much align with you. So even though maybe it felt like, yeah, I want to try this and try that. Maybe it seemed random, but it all connected, right?
It did.
Wasn't really totally out of place. Maybe the way you went about it, like, we're going to do this, we're going to do a little bit of that, and see how that works out. So maybe lacking, which all of us who are not, business oriented lack the quote unquote structure, which is why you hired someone to help you with that, which was very smart of you because you had the talents, you had what was aligned with you. It's just getting the stability and structure of the business so you could really grow it and build it. So that had me thinking when you were a massage therapist and then you came out here and you were in Coeur Alene in Florida and doing all these trainings and everything, you were still operating from your fight or flight. Do you feel like yeah?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So one of the things that I see now in myself, and I see it all the time in people now, is we jump from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, thinking that's what we need. That's it. That's, I need more. I can't do this because I need more. I need more education. I need more training. And it's that imposter syndrome. And we never integrate. But yeah, it's a fight or flight response.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
I don't know enough.
Okay, so when that's coming from a place of imposter syndrome or an inadequacy, did it feel forced when trying to make this work? Was there any of that going on?
To some degree, yeah.
Okay.
But never stopping to integrate what I learned.
Yeah, because you believed in it. You believed wholeheartedly in what you were doing. You were seeing it in your patients. Yeah.
But I also believe, and this is an old belief of mine, that I'm not smart enough. I don't know enough. And ultimately, I'm not good enough. But that comes up with me all the time, almost every single time I get coached. It always comes back down to the belief of I don't know enough. I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm not smart enough. Everybody knows more. I need to know more. I need to know more. Okay. It's that urgency. It's that fight or flight response of I'm going to get left behind if I can't keep up. And the only way I'm going to keep up is to know more.
Okay. Oh, that's how you're able to survive. If you know more or you're steps ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
I won't get left behind.
You won't get left behind. Okay.
Old pattern.
Ooh. Yeah. That you're aware of and that you've done some work on.
Yeah. So now when it comes up, I'm you're already doing it.
Right?
I love that. Yeah.
That's old.
Yes.
have you had clients that have had similar imposter syndrome
Oh yeah,
symptoms and everything? And
yeah.
how has that felt to be, treating people with for, that has to be kind of surreal when you're doing that.
Well, the thing is that I can see it and I know
Yeah.
it and I know how to speak to it.
Mm,
And it really is just a matter of proving the brain wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, well, let's name all the things you've done. What have you done well? What do
Hmm.
there
people
you
tell
go.
you to do?
Yeah.
Right? Okay, your brain's a liar.
Hmm.
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
true.
Yeah.
I once heard your anxiety is lying to you, and that is just it just resonates with me so much. Like, yes.
You
99%
know what?
of the things I worry about are not real or not going to happen.
Yeah. You know, it's so interesting with anxiety. Um, that's something I remember getting diagnosed with that I mean, I've always been like I was as a child very nervous and like I would react very quickly and as a mother for sure. And that stayed with me. And when I got what they call food sober, oh, that anxiety was big
Yeah.
and it calmed down. But then anytime like coming into coach training, learning new things, it kicks up. And it always comes down to it's just a sensation.
Hmm.
Mm,
We feel things. We're sentient beings. We feel things, right? And it's just a sensation in your body. And it's like when I can see that, and then I can look around and I can show myself and I can feel things. And I'm like, nothing's happening.
Hmm.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can prove that brain wrong, that I'm in
Hmm.
danger,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything calms.
Yeah.
And after a while, when you see the pattern or the habit, you just don't give it any attention.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
eventually it dissipates.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
That's
This
been my experience.
Yeah. Well, I do like it's probably a blessing in disguise that you did go through what you went through, especially for those who are like, Jackie, I do all the things and I still feel stuck in this. And you can empathize with that
Yeah.
because you walked the walk. So it
Yeah.
is actually very reassuring for someone else who goes to someone who is an expert, a practitioner, and they can speak on that. So that alone would help one's, mind, body
Yeah.
tremendously.
Yeah.
But
We
it
want to know the people that are helping us have been through it.
Yes, it
It's so
makes
Absolutely.
such a
helpful, right?
difference. Yeah, it,
Yes.
it is very helpful. And it had me thinking too when we were talking about how anxiety is a sensation, right? It is a sensation in our body. It's really what our mind perceives it to be. That changes the whole narrative of our anxiety. So this goes back to that mental shift. And I think Tony Robbins talked about this that there was some singer who was going to perform, and they always said they get anxious when they're about to perform. And that anxiety and excitement share the same physical
Yeah.
symptoms. It's just a mindset shift on whether you're anxious or you're excited about what you're about to do. So it is interesting because, like, I know sometimes people don't always want to hear, like, mind over matter, like, and but it does help maybe to take yourself down from that, that state to being like, or just even aware of like that's what's just going on in your body. Nothing more, nothing less.
I mean, we in mind body coaching, and in well, I'll just go with mind body coaching. Like we will do emotional processing. Like I may do that with my clients the first, you know, the clients that I've had, I've known a lot of that's not true. Probably about half.
Hmm.
Half I haven't known. They came to me cold. They were referred. The other half I know.
Okay.
Um, but so many times, we will do some emotional processing around the emotions that are coming up.
Yeah.
And with anxiety, it's so interesting because it's always like, well, what's the problem with anxiety?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's uncomfortable. What's the problem with being uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Nobody ever died from being uncomfortable,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? Now, we might bring it back to sometime when you were 2 and something happened, or 3 or 4, or whatever. We may bring it there. But eventually, it's like, okay, this is just a patterned response in your body. So now we just have to give it, we don't want to give it a lot of attention. Because the more attention you give it, every time you drop into your body to try to process that same thing, you seal the loop again.
Okay.
We want to repattern that loop. We want that loop to be different.
Yeah.
So in somatics, in mind body coaching, that's what we are ultimately doing.
Yeah, you're definitely moving forward.
Right.
And
we're going to process some stuff.
Right.
And then we're just going to keep going to the new pattern, like that stuff comes up. There it is. No, it's old. What do you want it to be? What do you want it to be? Now we're going to go to the new. We're always going to choose the new. We're not going to go back and try and process what we've already processed 20 freaking times.
Sure. Yeah.
Because it's not helpful.
Yeah.
No, it's not. I think there's a lot of too much rumination in some counseling and coaching. Yes, maybe there's some things that need to be addressed or acknowledged.
Sure.
But the difference is we don't stay stuck there. We, like you said, Jackie, we move forward. We have new ways of thinking, new ways to process, new patterns. So yeah, that's really like the core of the work there.
And with the somatics, it's really creating a felt sense of safety in the body and giving them different things to do in between session so that they can hold the new pattern.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, do you give your clients homework? What does that look like?
I mean, it might be as simple. I had a client, gosh, what was that? In the very end of that session, she was like, oh my God, you're like, her jaw relaxed. And I just kind of held her face a little just to kind of like let the new feeling of relaxation, in a sense, settle in. Like, let the body integrate it. Oh, this is what it feels like for my jaw to be relaxed. Wow, interesting.
Yeah.
You know, and I just held her. And then when I came off, she's like, oh my God, my face, my jaw wants your hands. And I'm like, take your hands and just hold her face. How's that feel? She's like, oh, it feels good. Like, I want you to do that every time you feel. Just so it's the repatterning.
Yes.
It was what she can take with her from the session because it was so true for her.
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
So it might be something simple like that. That I'm like, every time that gets kicked up, just hold your, you're okay. I got
Take
you.
yourself back to this, and
I got you.
Well, what's beautiful about that, Jackie, is that you are encouraging people to be their own, their own source of safety.
We are
home to themselves and be like, you're already safe.
Yes.
And that you are so loved, and that I'm gonna take good care of you. So we're just gonna hold the jaw for a little bit. Like, it sounds like that is what you're encouraging your clients to do more of, to just be their own source of safety.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately we are our own source of safety.
It's just on disconnected over time, and you're
right. We've got all these maybe imprints of times we weren't, when we didn't have control.
Right.
But we do now. And I can, so many times I pull from people's old experiences, something that happened in childhood. And then when we go through it, and I'm like, wow, she was resilient. Did you see? Like, this is what you did as a child. And when they see that, it shifts their whole perspective. Like, their truth changes. Like, oh, she really wasn't powerless. She was actually smart.
Yeah.
But she doesn't have to do that anymore. Because you're not 4 or 5, you know?
What a powerful way of healing, especially your inner child. That's something Virginia and I are really big on. And I think a lot of us, we do. I mean, we're adults, we're walking around in, 20, 30, 40, 50 something plus bodies. But there's this part of us that is, or maybe, unhealed from whatever tragic, traumatic, you name it, type of event that happened. And I think it's beautiful that you're seeing, perhaps in all of your clients, some of your clients, whoever it may be across the board, but I think you're helping them take back their narrative. And I
Mhm.
think that is huge for
That
healing.
is huge.
That's so cool, and that's not something I think you hear often when
Mm-mm.
people are getting treatment or overcoming pain and suffering that they've experienced over the years. So wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, when it really comes down to it, when we're adults and we are sovereign beings, we are our own authority, we get to choose,
mm,
right? But we have forgotten. So it's really remembering.
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah. Jackie, for your sessions, do you kind of like, I'm sure it's case by case, but like, do you set it up to where like, come as needed, or do you try to really like, I think if we did about 6 months worth of this, like, like what are your goals? And like, does any of that come up when you start working with a new person?
Well, I'm working with a repatterning process,
Okay.
and I always encourage at least 6 weeks, consistent
Oh,
six
okay.
weeks.
Okay.
12 weeks is best.
Okay.
I do find at 12 weeks, a lot of people do, they get a good shift. They're feeling good.
Okay.
Um, they've, that initial thing they came up in with is now not a problem. We've worked through that.
Hmm.
And really after the 12 weeks, it's really the constant mindset shifting then after that. It's that repatterning. And so some clients want to do that work and they stay.
Okay.
Some clients are like, no, I'm feeling better. Okay, I'm going to go.
Yeah.
But always, I recommend 6 to 12 weeks because it's it's not the kind of thing you come in for one session. You're
No.
not coming in to feel good. You're
Sure.
not coming in. We're not creating a felt sense of safety in your body in a session. We're not creating a massive, shift in perspective in a
Right.
session. It's just impossible. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
every once in a while, have somebody come in
Hmm.
with something very specific and it's gone in that
Hmm.
session. And they're like, no, I feel good. That's all I needed. Okay, cool.
Okay.
But
Okay.
Cool.
most of the time, most of my clients, 6 to 12 weeks or longer.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I always say 6 to 12 weeks consistently
I
for
was
that
gonna.
first 6 weeks or that first 12 weeks. And
Yeah.
then we can go bi-weekly or we can go monthly.
Okay. Okay. It's
And
really that initial work at first
the
that needs.
initial repatterning.
Yeah.
And because of that, because of the consistency,
Hmm.
I get to know them. They
Yes.
get to know me.
Yeah.
They actually get better faster,
Yeah.
Mm,
I agree.
hmm.
So
for
just
Absolutely.
sure.
a specific clientele who knows like this is going to be work. I need to see you consistently. Maybe not in those like words, but like it's one of those like I can only do what I can do. So do you feel like most people understand that, or does it take them a few sessions to really be like, oh,
You know
I'm
what?
going to really
Most of my clients that come to me are like, I'll do anything. I've
really
tr-
okay.
I've tried all this and this is still going on.
Mm,
Like
Okay.
okay.
I'll do anything you ask. And it's amazing. Like I have two that really are, it's like shifted. Like first session just had a full on shift. And
Mm,
it was just so cool to see. Um,
so cool.
one of them came in and it took me 2 months to get her. I met her at the Holistic Festival
Mm-hmm.
And then, when she found out I was in Coeur d'Alene, she didn't want to drive to Coeur d'Alene. So she decided she was going to try some other things.
Okay.
And I always stayed near my clients until they disable me.
Mm-hmm.
Like they hit the whatever it is, where they block you, cut you off, and
Yeah.
maybe they don't answer, but I just kind of, hey, every once in a while, hey, how are you doing? So I kept doing that with her. And then finally, I was in Chicago and I was assist teaching somatics, and we saw some really amazing things happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just excited, on fire. Like all the clients that kept telling me now, I'm like, that's it. They all have to come in. Right. So I'm like shooting out texts and I'm like, I just saw this happen. And she finally said, okay, I'm coming. And so she comes in. She had been a fitness instructor her whole life, among other things.
Mm-hmm.
But she was having heart palpitations and anxiety attacks, and a few that actually took her to the ER. So they were getting worse, and they always happened when she started working out. And yeah, they didn't happen in between. Um, and she was diagnosed with adrenal fatigue. And they said, well, those things can happen. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I get her on my table. I did a little bit of coaching with her, got her on my table. I don't know what I asked her, but all of a sudden, right in her gut, which is where the initial feeling starts for her, it it was that feeling. So we did something called somatic tracking, where we're using imagery. We might be talking to the feeling.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
it was unprocessed grief around the death of her mother. And
Oh,
she used to exercise with her mother. So it was like,
Oh my gosh.
so there's more to it than that. But
sure.
basically,
Wow.
after that first session, no more anxiety, no more heart palpitations, no more. She would do this thing where she'd get the heart palpitations and the anxiety, and the right behind it, she had to eat
Mm-hmm.
to like fill up. Well, she realized when she released the grief that that was that empty feeling she was trying to feed.
Oh, wow.
So we did some work around that, but basically she's back in the gym, she's working out, and she's not having those problems.
Yeah.
So now we're just working with some other things, but
Oh my
Wow.
goodness. That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
and and then I had another client who had sciatica for years.
Mm-hmm.
She had finally got a back surgery. The back surgery didn't go well. She was in pain, had another surgery. That surgery went well, but she was still in pain. So I'm
No.
like, all right, you ready to do some work with me? She's like, yes. Literally, first session. When I showed her brain that when her nervous system relaxed, that the
Mm-hmm.
pain went away, that's when she got a clue that, oh my God, this might just be a nervous system response. This might just be
Okay.
we did some stuff. We did more than that. But
Right.
basically, after that first session, her life had become very small because she was so afraid of being out and being in pain. So she wasn't answering the phone. She wasn't talking to friends. She wasn't going anywhere. After that first session, she was out with her friends again. She even went to a festival. And then
Gosh.
4 weeks later, she got on a plane and flew across the country, which she never thought she would do.
Her.
So and I want to just say this, in somatics and mind body coaching, I'm not trauma processing. I'm not. But if something comes up, I may coach through it. I may
Mm-hmm.
use some somatic tracking, some emotional processing, and do some coaching around it. But
Okay.
I'm not like doing deep trauma processing. I'm not a therapist. That's not my scope.
Right. Right.
If I felt like somebody needed that, I would refer them.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna ask.
Right.
I have no doubt that you would. And has it come up in patient sessions where you're like, this might require a mental health professional, or do you feel like it was
Yeah,
just
I
a
think if I remember there, it seems to me it was a while ago. It seems to me I had a client that was a little, because people should be able to regulate to some degree.
okay?
When I'm working with them, if they can't, then I'm like,
Okay.
this work may not be for you. You may need some therapy first.
So, okay, so there's, in a way, you are looking for some kind of baseline in your
Yes.
patient to work from. If
Yeah.
they're not quite there yet, then you might be like, that's totally fine. I've got someone to refer you to, so we can get you that baseline and kind of like something along the lines of that.
Yeah. And then we'll
Okay.
readdress. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's so important to know, because it's like I know I've used this saying before, because when I used to really struggle with like crippling anxiety, but it was like I would call it throwing BBs at a freight train. There was no massage or somatic works out there that could get me to this baseline. Like I had to get there first. And then, Jackie, like you were saying, like it's just like this process. Like, one season you're doing this kind of work, the next season you're doing this kind of work. It all plays a role and it all connects. It's just sometimes I wonder if like we just have to normalize that for people. Maybe like it's okay. We're not going to undo years and years of this in just a session or two. That's just reality. And the sooner you accept that, the better, this journey can be. So, but that's awesome that you're able to sense and see that and not try to force something that just may not be for them in that season of their life.
Well, and Virginia, I'm going to remind you is that I had it happen to me, because when I was in my active food addiction and I was in mind body coach training,
Right.
my system kept reacting and freezing. I could not get to my felt sense of safety because I was too busy trying to escape my own self. So I like just couldn't get there. And so when I removed the food and was able to learn to be uncomfortable
Mm,
and then realize I didn't die, and I practiced that,
yeah.
then I was able to go push through in a
Yes.
sense. I was able to meet those spaces in myself that would create that. But I knew, oh, I can actually do this. I'm okay.
Yes. Which is why it makes you even more of a better person to work with on things like that. Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
most people say to me, even if they don't like being touched, even if they don't like massage, they love the somatics because you're clothed and
Oh,
your face up. Um,
okay.
and it's just very gentle holds, just moving around the body, listening to where it's asking me to hold.
Mhm.
I might be doing some rocking. I might be doing some Traeger, which is more of the shaking. Um, and we may be using sound. We may be using, for the vibration, the sound, and different sounds. Um, but I've had a couple of people on my table who are like, I don't usually like massage, but your touch is really soothing and I feel really safe with you. So I'm like, good to know,
Yeah.
because that's important in this work.
Very
Nice.
important. Yeah. Oh.
There's a quote on your website that just got me, and
Which one is that?
I'd love to hear you unpack it, for people listening or watching. You were
Uh-oh.
never it's you were never broken,
Mm.
only disconnected from your wholeness.
Yeah.
I mean, mic drop. I just thought that was so powerful. Can you unpack that a little bit for us?
I mean, think about that. We're not broken. We are perfect and whole, just as we are. And the thing is that, with the conditioning along the way and
Mm-hmm.
all the shoulds and all the things that we're told we should be doing or not doing, maybe the experiences we've had, some of those experiences, in a sense, that took our childhood innocence away. Wow, like people aren't always honest, right? Places where we got hurt. It could be a little trauma, it could be a big trauma,
Mm-hmm.
but all those things, especially as children, right? Just think of a small child who's upset and crying,
Mm-hmm.
right? And can't regulate themselves, and they're looking, and there's the parent like, shh, shh, don't cry, stop crying, don't be a baby,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And that child learns to separate from themselves.
Yes.
Because I'm not okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the disconnection starts, right? And we do that enough times. And now we're not even taking up space in our bodies anymore, really,
Yeah.
And things start to happen.
Mm-hmm.
The body expresses what is unexpressed
Yes.
through tension, through pain, through illness, right? Through all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So the body will express in its form of communication to us of what we are not expressing. So there's that disconnect. So all of a sudden we're sick, we're getting surgeries, we got to take medications, all the things, we can't sleep in, and now we're broken and we need to be fixed.
Yes.
If the body in its innate intelligence can heal itself, which we know to be true, you get a cut, it heals. You break a bone, it heals. We know the body can do it. If it can't, why not? There's too much pressure on the system. And that's part of this whole thing when I'm working with people that have a lot of, anything that they're trying to solve, that they're trying to fix, that need to fix, that need to find the solution, that tells the nervous system something's wrong, something's wrong, something's wrong, and it keeps it in fight or flight.
Okay.
So there's that sense of like, I'm broken, I need to be fixed. It's not true.
Yeah.
You just need to express what hasn't been expressed yet.
Okay.
And that reconnects us, right? Because as we begin to express, we get to actually see the true from the false. If you've got a good coach or a good therapist, they're going to show you the true from the false.
Okay.
And then you get to take back those pieces of yourself.
Yeah.
But they were never really lost. We just forgot.
Yes.
We just forgot. That's all. We just weren't taught.
Powerful.
Jackie, I was wondering, because you probably get patients, both men and women, but since our audience is predominantly female, and I'm speaking for a demographic that are probably married and have kids, when as you know, being a mother yourself and you were married, but you felt like you were really the single parent, what advice would you give to other mothers on how to reconnect with themselves, even when it feels like they have absolutely no time or energy to do so?
Well, I would, if they were my client, I would tell them, ultimately we're going to break that down a bit.
Sure.
But the action step for that would be, what is it costing you to not give yourself any time?
Yeah.
Because it's really that oxygen mask first. If you don't put the oxygen mask on you,
yeah, we're really big on that.
What's going to happen?
Yes.
Right? So
Yes.
what is it costing you? And to really look at that with people. And usually they can see. And then I'm like, all right, pull out your phone. We're going to block out some time for you.
Okay.
And you're going to put it in your phone and you're going to stick to it.
Okay.
And if they can't, then we get coaching.
Gotcha. Okay.
Why can't you? Why are you having trouble taking time for yourself? There's more to it.
Yes. Oh, I love this. Okay. So you're like, okay, let's just see if you can do this as simple
I asked them,
on
what can you do? Let's look at your phone. Look at your schedule. Where can you fit in 20 minutes for yourself? If they got a real tight schedule, I'm like 20, 30 minutes. Where can you fit it in? And then I make them, I ask them. I don't make them. I can't make anybody do anything.
Right.
But I'm like, they're in the flow with me, right? They're gonna take back that time for themselves, because they don't want it to cost them anymore. So they do it, but then it's like, hey, how'd it go? Well, okay, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
So I keep showing them. I keep
Yeah.
showing them the pattern. I keep showing them the pattern. But ultimately, they get to choose. I can't choose for them. I
Right.
can only show them, I'm the mirror. I can only show them what's in the mirror.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, but I mean, ultimately, they're paying me. So like,
Are looking
if
for some kind of shift to happen. And
right, but
even
I think
though,
that's what people don't realize is they
yeah,
are paying you to be the mirror, but they actually have to take this personal responsibility
yes.
to take the action
Mm-hmm.
to get the
Yeah.
change. And that is the
Absolutely.
hardest part. That's why we're all so busy,
Mm-hmm.
because that looks harder.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that looks harder until this over here becomes so bad that we don't have a choice now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And so I try, usually I have the clients that have like, I've been doing this for so long that I have no choice now. I
Okay.
have to pay you to help me do, and I'm like, okay, so are
Yeah.
you ready to do it?
Absolutely. And that's the key part, Jackie, too. Virginia and I've talked about it, just even in our own conversations about how when people show up, I think often the idea is, okay, I'm here, fix me. And it has to be that they're also showing up to do the work, or else
Mm-hmm.
nothing's going to be resolved. So,
Yeah. I do
mhm.
appreciate, Jackie, that you do create space though for like, okay, what are these internal barriers that are blocking you from simply setting time aside, to block out on your personal schedule? Well, Jackie, I feel guilty. Guilt comes up when I do that. Shame. Like I'm in no position to do that. And it's like because this is a trust building relationship, you're working with them too to be able to open up to and be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Not like, well, I don't know how to work my calendar on my phone. I'm tech. And you're like, okay, let me pull this up for you. It's really simple. But more than likely, you're going to get, again, male or female, but I do see this mostly in females, especially with people pleasing, patterns of people pleasing and perfectionism.
Mm-hmm.
Is they're like, well, what the hell do I do with myself for 20, 30 minutes? I haven't had that in 4 years. And it feels extremely uncomfortable. And that's where your coaching comes into play. Like, well,
Yeah.
what's uncomfortable about
Yeah.
that?
What's the discomfort?
What's the
Well,
discomfort?
first I'd ask them, what's the problem with the discomfort?
Yeah.
Or I
Yeah.
might ask them, you're
Problem.
uncomfortable because,
Hmm.
Mhm.
we're going to find out what's really going on there.
Why do you feel guilty for taking personal time when you know instinctively this would help, but
Yes.
you're coming up with every excuse in the book not to?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Yeah.
And yes, it could peel back so many layers, and you're like, oh, okay. Now that we can work with, and then you move forward from there. So I love that because
Right.
that's more proactive,
Yeah.
right?
I
And do
mean, once you can see
yeah.
the pattern,
Hmm.
then ultimately it's like, oh, there's that pattern again,
Yeah.
and
I
then
agree. And then everybody connects
let's
the dots.
let's do it opposite. What are we going to do
Mm.
different?
Mhm.
Yes, that is key right there. It's like we can understand the pattern, we can intellectualize it, and then we can feel it into our deepest, depths of our soul. But we still have to do the action part, and we have to do the complete opposite of what we've been doing. So even
Which
though,
then, yeah,
yeah. So what we're currently doing, it's what's familiar, right? It's what's quote unquote comfortable, even though it's working
yeah,
against us. So
yeah,
it's so fascinating to me. But I suppose that's why I have a bit more. I try to have a bit more patience with everybody's pace on
yeah,
how they process things. There are some people who are so quick and
hmm
are making all the changes and doing all the action steps, and you're like, wow, like freaking go, like. And then you have the ones that are like, you want me to do what? And then spend like an extra few sessions on just breaking that down. You're like, okay, everyone's different. Everyone's
yeah.
different. And we all get
Yeah,
there eventually.
we do.
Yeah.
And some concepts are harder than others.
And some concepts are harder than others, for
Mm.
sure.
Yeah,
Jackie,
definitely.
I know something really big is coming up for you that you are bringing to Coeur d'Alene, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah.
big.
I'm like, yeah.
Can you share with us more about that?
Yeah, so I literally teamed with the Mind Body Business team as an assistant teacher to my actual coach and mentor. And so Monique is coming in October, and we together are going to be teaching again for the third
Ooh,
time the
wow.
somatic and nervous system regulation techniques training, which is a 2-day training. It's 12 hours. So if you are a massage therapist, you can get your continuing education credits. Um, but it's not just for massage therapists, it's for anybody who works with people and bodies. Because although it is a hands on training, like
Mm-hmm.
I do this work online with coaching, so you can learn to watch the cues of the body and how to respond and how to help people, how to somatic track, um, how to hold space for people when they are releasing,
Yeah,
right? So you don't have to actually have your hands on a table. So
that's
anybody can, yeah.
Okay.
that's
So
awesome.
far we've had, we've had mainly body workers, but we've had some coaches come in. We've had some energy healers coming. And I know this time coming up, I've got so far two or three that I know of that are not massage therapists.
Okay,
So, um, so yeah, that's coming to Coeur
that's
d'Alene
so
October
exciting.
2nd and 3rd. So I'm
Wow.
really excited because, of course, the more people I train in the area, better it is for me because I get to, we get to trade with each other.
Yes,
That's
absolutely.
cool.
Oh,
And
that's so
Definitely.
exciting.
yeah, yeah,
Yay.
I'm very excited. I'm very
Yeah.
excited, and we'll be here. I'm going to be like the next weekend after that. I think I'm going to be in Chicago assisting again, and then we've got another girl in Dallas, Texas, in November. So I'm going to be in Dallas in November
Wow.
Oh my
assisting.
goodness.
Oh
My
yeah,
God.
we plan on changing the massage industry for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Love this.
we're
Do
working way too hard in the massage industry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
do
And you
you
probably,
ever Oh, I was just gonna say, do you record any of your trainings, or is there anything virtual that people can watch or register for, or how, or
I
not yet?
mean, we have registration links. Once
Okay.
people are actually, my mentor just created videos on the different holds that we will be teaching, and
oh,
specifically the jaw work and the belly work. But
Okay.
those videos, with the descriptions, are going to be sent once people register.
hmm.
It's going to be sent to them so they can actually pre-watch, have an idea of what we will be doing, so that when they come into the class they have a sense of what they're doing. I'm also personally offering a bonus for people who sign up by July 15th, which I
Oh,
have a few
okay.
and I'm waiting on a few, that they will get a 2-hour hands-on day with me in September as like a sneak peek to what
Wow.
we will be learning. And Monique, my mentor, is going to be doing in September, like a business,
Hmm.
uh, somatics business mastery workshop with everybody before the training. That way they know how to talk about it, how to market it, how to message it. Because we get that a lot from our um, students is like, well, wait, how do I talk about it? How do I do this, on social media? How do I message it? How do
Sure.
I market it?
Hmm.
So we listen to the feedback that the students
Yeah.
give. So now we're starting to give them more of what they need. And the beautiful thing about our trainings and even the coach training that we do, and we do business trainings too, um, is that you're not just coming in like into the room for the training for 2 days and then you're done.
Hmm.
Like we stay with you. We have WhatsApp apps for all our groups, and we
Okay.
stay with everybody. So people come in, they ask questions. If they have a session they're doing where they're like, I don't know what to do, what do you recommend? We will coach them. And we also have actually a community, a free community for spa and massage professionals or body workers in general, or even
Okay.
yoga teachers, things like that, through school. And so they do free resources there. So Monique, every Wednesday at like 9 a.m., gets on there and does something called Body Talks. So she talks about somatics and the mind-body connection.
Okay.
So it's 30 minutes that she does for free every week. So I tell all the students, I'm like, and even, some of my clients that are on there in the school community, I'm like, get on there and listen. If you really want to learn, if you really want to understand this stuff.
Yeah.
So we're always supporting. People don't just come in, take one of our trainings and boom, you're out.
Sure.
Or they don't just come on, and are with us for the week on the call, the 1 week, and then like they don't have any access. They have access all the time.
Yeah.
So it's probably, I've been coached quite a bit. I've been in a lot of business trainings and I've taken a lot of massage training.
Yeah.
And I can say that, it's I don't even know how to say it, but the container holds you. The container literally holds you. It's kind of like being in somatics. Like you're just held. And when your mind's running, we coach you through it.
Wow.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Because we
What a
really
great
want to see people
experience.
succeed. And I want to see my clients succeed.
Yeah.
Yes. What a great experience where it's so hands-on, literally, right? But
It
also
is.
no pun intended, but at the same point, I mean, they have that much access if they need something, have questions, whatever. I mean, it is two-way communication. That's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah, it's my main coach that kind of created the whole thing, that trained us all in mind body coaching. We're all trained as mind body coaches. Those of us who are assisting, and are running. Some of us are running those different containers. But my main coach always says we're very hands on. So I love that you said that, because it's true.
it
Very
is
true.
for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a word
Jackie,
nerd, so had to go there.
Jackie, where can people find you? I know we mentioned your website, but
Yeah. I mean, JackieHudiburg.com. That's my website. I'm on Facebook, Jackie Hudiburg.
okay.
I'm on Instagram, Jackie Hudiburg. I do actually have a YouTube channel. Right
Okay.
now, they are all audio meditations. They're all
Oh,
audio
wow.
guided meditations. So there's specific ones that I use for my clients. And so I just refer them to or I
Nice.
send them the link to use. But then they
Okay.
can go on there. There's probably at least 10 up there right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking about the idea of doing something called Somatic Sundays, where I get on and I talk about something with somatics and give
Okay.
something of value to use.
Mm,
I just haven't gotten there yet, but it's coming.
yeah.
I
Well, that's
love
so
that
cool.
though.
We'll be sure to have those links in on our show notes so people can find you and access those videos on YouTube. I didn't know you had that. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of new. So if you need me to send it to you, I'll send it to you.
Perfect.
Okay,
Okay. Awesome.
awesome.
Thank you so
Oh,
much,
thank you,
Jackie.
Jackie.
Yeah, it was great to hang out with you guys and chat.
It
Thank
was
you.
so good to have you. I
Yeah.
feel
Yeah,
so like just calm from this conversation, and I just feel very motivated and inspired to just get more
Mm,
in touch with myself, and it's a
yeah.
great feeling.
yeah,
So thank you for that.
yeah. You're welcome.
Thanks,
Thanks for having
Jackie.
me, guys.
We'll see you on the next episode, everyone. Take care.
All
Bye,
right, see
everyone.
ya.
Bye.
Bye bye.